Okay, how's everybody doing this evening? My name is Kent. The channel is Bitcoin Believer Artificial Intelligence, and I want to talk a little bit today about the fact that Gensler from the Security and Exchange Commission said he's going to put a delay on the ETFs for Bitcoin. Of course, that made the price drop a little bit. But if you think for a second that there's not going to be an ETF Bitcoin, you're crazy. Because BlackRock, of course, is filing for ETF Bitcoin, as well as a lot of others. Galaxy, there's a bunch of them. I think there's like, I don't know how many, but there's a lot. So somebody's going to get an ETF. And of course, Coinbase is probably going to be the custodial for this. So the way that works is Coinbase is going to be the actual place where the Bitcoin is being held. And of course, they're going to be able to run, or there's going to be some monitoring going on by Coinbase. Coinbase is going to be like, the place where the Bitcoin's going to be held. So it's going to be ETF, BlackRock, and Coinbase is going to be the custodial. They're going to be the ones to make sure there's no fraud, there's nothing going on, the taxes are reported, all that stuff like that. All that stuff's going to be done through Coinbase. So that's absolutely going to happen. And you know it's going to happen because BlackRock, in their last, I think 575 filings for ETFs, only had one denied. So when you're 575 and one, the odds are really good that you're going to get that done. And Larry Fink is going to get an ETF done with Bitcoin. So if you see the price drop on a day like today because of Gensler saying they're going to delay it for a month, this is a great buying opportunity. This is a time to buy Bitcoin. The other thing too, and if you listen carefully to what Fink is saying, he's not talking about only Bitcoin, he's talking about ETFs for other cryptocurrencies, mainly Ethereum, and God only knows how many, because the more I listen to Larry Fink talk about cryptocurrency, the more I feel like he is really looking at cryptocurrencies like he looked at index funds and ETFs back when they started, the BlackRock fund. Basically what an index fund is, it just buys the entire index, like the S&P 500. And that when BlackRock owns most of, or holds a majority position in most of the companies on the Standard & Poor's 500, BlackRock, Vanguard, these companies own a majority position in most of the companies on those index funds. They have a place, almost every company. So their attitude, and of course Warren Buffett's been like this for many, many years, buy the mutual funds, buy the indexes, buy a little bit of everything, get your hands all over the place. The more you get your hands involved, the bigger piece of the pie you get, and then you start to control an entire movement, and that's what's going on with Fink. He's getting in trouble for where he's calling them out for environmental reasons and stuff like that. In fact, he doesn't even talk about it anymore. There's 3 letters there that they talk about. And in fact, he wouldn't even say the 3 letters anymore. So they want to do the same thing to crypto. They want to buy a lot of crypto because Fink sees the tokenization of everything. Just like, I've been in this crypto space for a long time. When we first started talking about it, I saw that buying cryptocurrency and seeing things put on the blockchain was the ability to not have a third-party intervention. So in other words, if you were to tokenize real estate, have all real estate on a blockchain, you wouldn't have a need anymore for there to be a recorded deed in the courthouse. You wouldn't have a need anymore for the attorneys to draw up, pieces of paper like quitclaim deeds or warranty deeds or stuff like that. It would all be on the blockchain. It would all be very, very easy to see because it would be transparent, and it would be easy to follow, and it would be easy to move around, and it wouldn't have all the difficulties you would. So, for instance, if I want to buy a piece of property right now, I would have to have a title search. I would have to check to make sure that, I'd have to go through, get somebody to draft some sort of piece of paper that would show my claim to the property, and of course it would have to be notarized because everything in real estate has to be notarized. And then, then I would have to determine what kind of deed I get. There's all kinds of different warranty deed, quitclaim deed, whatever kind of deed. All that could be done away with on the blockchain. And Larry Fink sees this. He sees the tokenization of all this. And he also sees the opportunity like buying the index funds, which we're going to buy a little bit of everything and get your fingers and your tentacles and everything, just like BlackRock has on the S&P 500, where they control like 85% of the S&P 500 through the majority shares they own, like $11 trillion, $10 trillion. They're seeing the same thing with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and cryptocurrencies, and then a custodials being somebody like Coinbase. So you know, like I say, they're 575 and 1. So count on the ETF happening. Count on Bitcoin being involved with this. Count on, and he's calling it digital gold. I mean, he sounds like Michael Saylor. Larry Fink and Michael Saylor sound like the same two people. I never thought I would say that the Fink, the owner of BlackRock, CEO of BlackRock, controller of BlackRock, would sound just like Michael Saylor, the guy that owns MicroStrategies, that owns a lot of Bitcoin, who started buying Bitcoin well along. I mean, Bitcoin is, I think he started buying Bitcoin, it was like $15,000 or $20,000. So he started buying Bitcoin after it was a long way down the road. And if I could tell you one thing, just as a side note, the one thing I would say is that we are so early in this game, it's ridiculous. I've been in cryptocurrency for a number of years. And I remember we were so excited when we first got involved with cryptocurrency. I remember when I first heard about it. My son was involved with it clear back like 2013, 2014, 2015. And he started talking to me about it, and I did not get it. I did not understand it for a long period of time. And then I got excited about it, and that's when I started making these YouTube videos. And then, you know, I was like, in the beginning, I was thinking, wow. I was really excited about the initial coin offerings, because I saw it as a way to go public very inexpensively. You know, when I was a penny stockbroker in Denver, Colorado, there were a lot of filing fees, and you had to get there was a lot of rules and regulations that you had to go through in order to become public. It cost a lot of money, and I saw these ICOs these initial coin offerings going public very easily, and then accessing the public arena, the public fund. Of course, that all blew up because, you know, everybody just launched a coin and then they didn't do anything with the money that they did. And there really wasn't much to do anyway, because nobody was using the blockchain anyway. But you know, we got the blockchain coming up, and we're at the new frontier of this thing. It's the new day, a new time. And when Fink, Gensler, and all these people are involved with it, you know it's going to happen. There's no ifs and ands and buts about it. There will be a Bitcoin ETF, there will be an Ethereum ETF, and it's going to happen fairly soon. So, I mean, I think there's an opportunity, a real opportunity, buying opportunity here, especially with Bitcoin around $25,000, $26,000. And the fact that, you know, Larry Fink's talking about tokenizing everything, you know, and buying everything, like buying an index fund, like an ETF, buying all the different cryptocurrencies and all the different things they can do, and then putting everything on a blockchain. This is our future, just like AI. That's why I call this channel Bitcoin Artificial Intelligence. Those are the two places everything's going. It's all going that direction. We're going into the Bitcoin Artificial Intelligence world. Everything's going to be put on the blockchain. All assets will be put on the blockchain. There will be no custodials, no third parties. You won't have to go to attorneys or accountants to get things done. Everything's going to be transparent and be on the blockchain, along with our money. Money's going to be on the blockchain too. Larry Fink sees it. I think everybody else sees it. It's just that the public doesn't see it, because not everybody wants to spend or invest their time into learning this stuff. But this is the direction we're going. Not everybody wants to spend their time learning artificial intelligence. They don't want to sit down and I mean, I don't know how hard it is to use ChatGPT, but when you start to realize how much you could do on ChatGPT, it's amazing. But not, you know, Fink thinks it's a long ways away before people start really using artificial intelligence. I use it every day. In fact, I put a lot of videos up that are created in artificial intelligence. But the blockchain and artificial intelligence are definitely our future. A guy like Larry Fink sees it. He's moving that direction, and so are a lot of other people. So it's an opportunity of, I'd say, a true opportunity right now to buy into something that's really big, and it's going to take over the world very soon. I appreciate you watching. Thank you.